I just keep hearing that they thought no one would believe you. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that you are embodying the energy of you are no longer afraid to say something wrong. And now they're trying to figure out how you know everything you do after everything that they put you through. And if this is for you, I'm getting this timeline from December, January of 2024 through now. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that they thought their cover was blown and they thought that they were outed in February of 2025. But I want to say, if this is for you, you had to trust your knowing when it looked like everything outside of you was falling apart. Hidden Passage. You had to trust your knowing when it looked like everything outside of you was falling apart. Shallow hole in reverse. Because while they thought they were digging a hole for you, they already had one foot in it themselves. And it's just giving this energy of they put all their time and energy and effort into trying to make you suffer, not realizing that suffering is a choice. Suffering is something you have to choose to do, not something that they can make you do. Double cross in reverse. It's giving that you weren't willing to betray yourself this time. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that people actually called you crazy in the past, that it literally left you to have no one but yourself to navigate through this timeline. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that they can feel their own fall in motion, because the biggest mistake that they made was to cast you as the main character in their story. Because what they didn't recognize was that you are in control of the role that you play. Disinformation in reverse. False narrative. It's almost like, I want to say they got sold some bad intel. They got sold deleted footage in reverse. They got sold an idea. But in order for that idea to work, you had to be willing to play along. And I've got justice delayed. I want to tell you that if this is for you, it appeared that justice was delayed for you in that February timeline. It appeared that justice was delayed. When in fact you just needed a little bit more information. And it's giving where they thought they knew that they were your enemy, because they had dubbed themselves in that role. But you unmasked them as the enemy and used them as your wisdom. They had no power when you stopped viewing them as the enemy. When you looked at what was behind the character they were trying to play. And I'm just getting that you are standing in the energy of like full send. And they can feel their fall in motion. When you wouldn't allow them to be the enemy any longer, and you took what they taught you and turned it into wisdom. Forced entry in reverse. It was your way out. It was your plot twist. It was your shift. It was your catalyst. And it was the move they never saw coming. I really just keep hearing they thought you would fold. They thought you would fold. They thought you would bend. Front company in reverse. Prearranged meeting in reverse. You made an unprecedented move, one that could not be anticipated. And the way that you went about it destroyed it all. And while they may try to get back in your good graces, their own fall has been in motion for longer than they even realized. Their fall has been in motion the second you would not label them as the enemy any longer. But I want to tell you, if this is for you, you know so much. You know so much. But what you know can never be used against you. Because it's giving the energy of the shadow that they needed you to keep fighting was the very shadow that you had to embody. Because if you did not integrate that shadow, that would have been the shadow, that took you out. That would have been the shadow that you almost like succumbed to. But instead you integrated it. And the wound became wisdom. And all of that knowing you have abandoned out here. All of that knowing has been presented in a way that nobody can walk away from it now. You have embodied your knowing. It's giving while they tried to bury a paper trail. They didn't realize it wasn't the paper trail that was the proof it was you. Cognitive dissonance and mental break. It's literally giving that they're sitting in the energy of the suffering that they tried to perpetuate on you or on others. But because everyone has now been removed, they're only left with their own shit. Love you guys.